Okay, enti mame sama latest for aba nyakopon on shraw on kan ho on domo de we bia be fine. Latest sports stories aba ye ba be ye ho adwuma enso e de amount. Of course, you know, so this is your usual back to back latest sports updates. Mame ko Barcelona on say omni Bilbao game na ideally supposed to go or Camp Nou no. Kakra abane say I was like a press conference no we no Camp Nou titiro Hanse Flick there. Na I am being told say Emma so ewo ho chisem ko no 1899 auditorium wo because Camp Nou or more press conference area no na press area no omunya wiye inti yakacha Hanse say chisem koye no ho what you say na inti obey me menda e wo sa auditorium wo na Barcelona say omo hyabo say enche ombewie na they wanna say one say omo last game for 2025 our Camp Nou, which should be against Osasuna if I'm right, around by 13th of December will be beer omo boy anywhere. They have 1 month to play their next game our Camp Nou. It's almost some months, you know, omo the be correct a few details be a catch now munyanye. It's when it is paying for more lines, name of still and there are 1 or 2 things be a munyanye. Into Oma communicate see Hansen say press conference, and of course they would have to prepare and do it somewhere else, which is the Barca Auditorium or Auditorium 1899 Auditorium one number here. Into arrangements and paying for catch no after so. Na I was say omo ultras na ye na ye bo mo din Granda de Almasio no I was saying ka omo so bus stadium but mpanyimfo say omo ma stadium against the Bilbao we so omo registration no mpanyimfo no wieye some ka cho say sa group we de Laporte ni wo ho pa say ompene e ma se bi obi akeke e ma hye group no mo ndi nsemu no nti omo register a check background yeah so omo wieye there they cannot allow them say omunyina mbegu fa akwenti mpa say we individual now a part of the group now person we show game no betimi aba ba say ye gym one to as a group pa na ye dey stand back wa hye mo say ni mu ye die omo so omunya registration no enso enwie nti omunya abo registration so mu wie of course they will let them know eno ehho asem no say World Cup no yenya 42 countries out of 48 42 countries out of 48. Canada, Mexico, US, New Zealand, Japan, Iran, Argentina, Uzbekistan, South Korea, Jordan, Australia, Brazil, Ecuador, Uruguay, Colombia, Paraguay, Morocco, Tunisia, Egypt, Algeria, Ghana, Cape Verde, South Korea, Qatar, England, Saudi Arabia, Ivory Coast, Senegal, France, Croatia, Portugal, Netherlands, Germany, Norway, Belgium, Spain, Switzerland, Austria, Scotland, Panama, Curacao. Hey, if you say who say Curacao, I qualify. Curacao. Yeah. We are sure say a lot of people crowd and him say Curacao. You crew. Hey, if you say who say walk up ye be we am a crime my money bo am qualify cross say oh hate the am qualify hate they say am ba walk up pay na Curacao crowd there one country ni padodo na akra kai say omo your mind bo we say but they've qualified say aka say 42 wo hu it aka say 6 4 from UEFA omo playoffs no mo ba be bono. We have 4 countries that qualify from UEFA. Not 2 from intercontinental. Now, me patch intercontinental. They tell us I was so yashishi. 6 countries I come intercontinental playoffs. No, DR Congo, Iraq, Jamaica, Bolivia, Suriname, and New Caledonia. 6 countries in there. I was some and eba. was semienu ena e qualify. Inti ahono countries no na you know say we see catch no say nye wi a ye be isolate omo a FIFA ranking omo wosoro. Inti osha in this context nature say DR Congo ene Iraq omo ena FIFA you know rankings omo de wosoro. It's what it means to say ye be yi omo esi nchen na fe omo draw for sa konka kafufuo no. In this case Jamaica, Bolivia, Suriname, New Caledonia omo be omo ho into omo bo omo hu hia into ebia omo ye draw na ebia enfa say I'm just giving an example, just an example. Ebia Caledonia versus Jamaica na ebia Jamaica sha oba be sha either DR Congo or Iraq and now was sha na wa qualify into DR Congo baby omo gina no omo just one match share na qualify to the World Cup. Ye better DR Congo ichi or African into no was say ta omo ichi kama into me pam chow say World Cup no send ya de esia ya akono no ehihye ba no ye wi an say enche nyame adomo a ye be ye World Cup draw no na draw na other teams ni nhihye ya UEFA the be maybe UEFA 1 UEFA 2 UEFA 3 because the last international break na e betimi clear most of the games, but we'll go ahead and do the draw nyame adomo hopefully early next month. It says say you can UEFA for no say over the 4 countries eba beka ho me pam cho UEFA teams that ecobo playoff ni Italy, Denmark, Turkey, Ukraine, Poland, Wales, Czech Republic, Slovakia, Ireland, Albania, Bosnia, Kosovo, Sweden, Romania, North Macedonia, and Northern Ireland. What I say, it's say almost so the na aso train almost that countries some boy in 4 pet and ebe qualify. Say the kurumwa brutal. Victor Osimhen Echo Drew Galatasaray and on bisa say master upra no a ema ufri mu Nigeria World Cup qualify say ufri mu say it say and Victor say o ense da nye practice e bia o say enche no hometo no o say pains ni nye serious. In fact o say it is not serious and oni omu twitwa picture na osenko into say ense da nye serious bias according to ono asem ono so e kanam so okay what can dey ate wona wo see o say pain ni nye serious me mam cho mo kai Joe Brazil striker Joe obobo Man City kra left bi Joe hey please if I will be as you Joe say ya sans watch no na Joe kra adan ya se na say omo che na sa say be child support ontua wawo onhwa akwara no na oba na report no yes omo in fact last year so omo che no twice. This year yes June omo che no and omo san so ache na nra na je say be for 2 years no match no 4 times adan Joe the way the crowd say betimi are serious because we know omochi no na akwa akwashim say master oba na be report ya my say 12 months ni unto your child support 12 months. Yay Brazil plays Ibra omo bro ni echi we ni esom we hey Brazil plays it is say Joe asamna atokodo that I say make us answer ni bi kra no and no did you interview be say or no time maybe you no ko mu no na onim say okọ no ombe bro no sa until all kokra no osu or say okodru no na gas no catch and say master ya organize game will be bra begina park no so almost small we be ombo ho say Ronaldo no yin skills into so oyin skills no mo bon sem de man into no or say eye bebi on person be ko ho de but omo a okoto omo won nya do omo asanya bia omo ama nani anye kra what you say it is say na osusu se bia okọ no omo bro no dabi o se omo anya ne sa ye hwe animu se Eda Militao ekwakosia doctors na yehu the extent of Eda Militao's injury because Hadwin pa Arsenal for master ayem shishiaba. Sorry, Real Madrid for because now make Krambeka Gabriel Magalhaes asem na here. Say Brazil for ademo yenye. One international window. We pra Real Madrid player. We pra Arsenal player. Gabriel Magalhaes eko Arsenal ako cheke. Militao also so eko Madrid ako cheke. Hey, 2 center backs so when you need pra. What do you send you see fire Madrid for na edin what dey Militao besin ko Salitas won na na epra na yekese a na mo beti mo kakanka what I say one reporter na mo ko bizan say mo ko company na no ticket am dey buy ne potete the supporters ni ye complain so papa what and I say what ono ya we so na ya arrangement say prices ni between 199 euros to 600 euros into 199 to 600 euros. No say the entire watu mu ne say a historic moment, a historic moment. Into ubetua was so say a normal because we a normal game at my Barcelona, a special game. Into bra na betua na ta club ni chisa say this is the only time we can support them. I know yes, some papa no so canam so can the munko tie chile because they can kwede UEFA for so me catch us Barcelona for at the proposal e come almost say omo na Barcelona ntimi host UEFA game no somebody can akasa some na dey trauma say Barca for no say positive almost signal me positive say UEFA for no omo agi atumu anesa na so can dey be train because I want official confirmation from UEFA. But just say next video we no na bad because omo chire so omo ne omo aka drum pempen so bi say nyame atumu against Frankfurt na dey anye bia nkombo game no enso ewo Spotify company. So wait and see what will happen at the moment na dey. Yeah, trying. Anyway, let's move on. Manchester United sa midfielder na omo epe no. Options ni yemi mekobi sa omo se nyame adoma January edru ho na chinchina e wo so moto midfielder omo nim say Elliot Anderson, Adam Watson, Carlos Beleba, sa 3 key players no open. There is no way on benyo in January unless they are going to pay out of the box, which I'm not sure they will do that. The plan is that this Brazilian midfielder from Wolverhampton Wanderers, João Gomes, say nyame adom na se chinchin we almost signing January. Ono ne de no a low cost. No bo for and a possible so be in January because say Wolves for no omo per player ton because omo sika some I style be. Into the easiest option. Sa João never say kobase a January or Konogala Guardian say ATM for better so they are more. But say they are going full force next summer, next season, there. It will be their top 3 signings. Adam Watson, and of course, Elliot and Carlos Beleba. So for now, on my train situation, what they will do. Okay, let's move on. Meusa Barca for no I saw a DSC Spanish national team head coach is a cratchy. Papa. When you say Pau Kubasi and say we pra. Ani yesu so no Barcelona cry and shut up my name. Akwana national team one man about 90 minutes at twice with me. Who yesu so about press conference and so I catch is I am a dream place and I make my place in promise master. Usubai no hwe na asesa. Because akora nyema ni mbo games dan say because yes so say the prayer muscular injury ne be san so aba no man about 90 minutes at twice me say be say about 90 minutes twice me na ka ye ba say ye ma akora ne mo ana ah papa Mama nchawo plans abasafa Pedri de no somebody can catch us say Bilbao game ni de yes so out and also available for Chelsea. I wanted to ask if the availability na saying because Sawambo Bilbao game in one, how is he going to start against Chelsea? Knowing very well say only match fitness. Inti atwetwe maso kakra. me tete say plan ni bi ne say Chelsea the end day a draw, and again let me say this, all things being equal, because it makes me have so many relapse minim or china yakopon kwa ni mo china. But all things being equal, you know, the plan is that Omanabel Chelsea gave me minutes kakra na Alaves so minutes kakra, then he will be fit to play 490 minutes against Atletico Madrid, which I think it should be on the 2nd of December. The plan is that Bebao they say out minutes kakra against Chelsea, minutes kakra against Alaves, then 490 against Atletico Madrid. Hafinya the mates say possibly ebiano enya minutes kakra abo on Saturday, ebiano mambonabo minutes kakra on Saturday. So that is the two plans Matt say with regard to these two players. Meanwhile, sports and then we check it on the newspaper or say to the World Cup, the Spanish national team qualifying to the World Cup, and more actually and the ball to the World Cup and no sports. Mundo as a mission past. Of course, mission playing the World Cup mission Spain for qualify. So UEFA for say Prima Barcelona for ball Champions League game and so one also a capture screens and also come. Bayern Munich forces Ecobas Sasha Boy. Chinya or Pesofi club no mujano kwaiman no January. The initial plan is someone your margin some to play biasa by January, because January no normally in fact by munching omoto January to the biana tia faso kakra. So inti se chinchin na se Sasha Boy bekwa, the solution at the right back position they will find it internally and they'll find the solution, you know. Meanwhile, their scouts are still in search for a center forward, and yes, Obeba ahead of Hurricane, deputy to Hurricane, because some catchers and Nicholas Jackson, they want to my dream. Yami Aduma sees in the banner we are Chelsea for Baba Joe Madi. Nafi, it's almost a young center forward. Be, but I said now almost scouting FC Midtjylland for play BFN, a Facolino Jew, yes, already 21 years. And then I almost scouting, no, I'm so keen to say, almost said they are still in the market searching for a center for the boy Yakwada. Now about Bisham, I can't say the main target Aslan in war Hoifenam, no. But say ja, we take a break because that guy, a lot of clubs are also scouting him. Into me and for Ninkwanko Shadia Bakuso. And now no last 2 weeks, me who story of Brazil, na a chiramagion so Mameka say Thiago Silva. Me say obey me returning to AC Milan. I'm so what? Obey Thiago Silva. The last time I said Thiago Silva, Krobe be 41, what 40, and I know the 40th video, Moons obey the 41st. It's Thiago Silva Nyakwadasa. Into obey them. Thiago Silva, there 41 years in the AC Milan said, OJ day. And my whole story for France and Swaba said, the entire Opeso back to Europe. You send a money, you know, and then the Embassy Metna Brazil. It's I was so back to Europe. Na ja obeye dwuma wo. So baba back to Europe as. Is a year no mo pe England hot snapper. Na was so they say on himself 41 years in the who combat be. It is a Sadia or Milana or Beben. The man more chance bia or South America. It matters why you form Fluminense the phone say nyame atomwa. December no contract ni ba na wi ya opeso wi ojai opamocho. Wabeye dwuma wo ho pa mpesa asem ne be chuka omunyan no ma ne nko asomdwe mu yesa Fluminense for no try a convince ne say enko bebia, but it is what it is. Uja for afa no ho adwen nti no de atia no o ya to aswe mame Franco Manstantuano na ye monkomo kakra Madrid for top player, young boy, a lot of GDA. I say, Obeni Abeba Boni ye pa. Na Manstantuano say the injury no or ye Jumaden, or say he's working very, very hard to recover from his injury. Or say pains na say be all go through no. Or say enye easy cry. Now you wait me can say or say Madrid for ne catch and say onje na home bebree. It's also onje na home when we say pains no aba from kakra. And until I was start here all year training. I don't be sense about Madrid so players be na surprise the question we central for munya bisa. Time be a make cover man stand to one on interviews be a question we won't be sir. Normally, or budget belly about we crowd or the big count or the killing and Barbie count because about 3 times I may be send a similar question or say Jude Bellingham, but we do say Jude Bellingham and killing and Mbappe or say Jude or incredible. And I'll say the presence, the technique, the BBI, and I'll say Mbappe, the end or say Mbappe, the form, no, and I know she won't say what you say Mbappe, the end or the account because of Mbappe's form. Inti man stand to one no or say Jude dear fantastic player, and I'll say Mbappe so form no, I know she pa, and I'm going to say pressure. Oh, Madrid, and also I have an amazing job, and I'm playing football. Football is blessings for me. I'm trying to enjoy the responsibility that comes along with playing as a Madrid player. Real Madrid is my all. I'll give my all to the club. This is according to Franco Manstantuano to ordinary BBI Madrid for no. And I'm searching for Kobis and say, what to say, Anna, go for the auto to Lamine Yamal. And I'll say, what's it? Say, and nay, see, as some now counsel Lamine Yamal, or throw Chinese see. I think Lamine Yamal a show incredible level. No, I feel no about Madrid. I feel no all adapt it. It's also hopefully a miracle de nimno. About the sign Lamine Yamal, but see AD. Ubisano or Lamine Yamal. And I was through a chain. What kind of crazy simple cry. And I'll say, or the biggest club at CCC, which is Real Madrid. Also, no doubt, he's at the biggest club. Oh, we are see. They will also Messi and they the best. Messi and a good. So I say we or sounds so you. Or say Madrid and they need you but Messi need you or the good. And also Argentina players Julian Alvarez or your fan. In fact, Ombisano say Alvarez and Mbappe Bono difference between home. And I'll say, oh, Alvarez open one of the best strikers. Oh, yes, CCC. Alvarez Ekao. Name the best Sanka Sadie. A Kylian Mbappe. This is according to Manstantuono. On also and someone also come. Anyway, let's move on. Julian Extava also so matter say. In fact, boy, no, I see what quay interview. Be said na second penalty the buy no. Omni Tunisia no be so for penalty the ball. Name ja instructions every penny for no bar. So only penalty the more. And no Carlo Ancelotti ko can say, I no person pressure be boy no so. And into the cast packeta and quite penalty in Bona. Senior man, first one crowd abashi, now second one na pressure bebanos. Timsa Carlo Ancelotti or manage egos to the year pa. What I say? Carlo Ancelotti say packeta na yen penalty taker. Let me quote Carlo Ancelotti because I say we are in a manage situation here and in Sembebri. I say Paqueta is the penalty taker. When the second penalty came, I made the change because I thought it would take some pressure off Willian Extravao. And Paqueta usually takes them. Hey, Carlo Ancelotti, you know, or manage situation, you know, Diagrona, place before boys, Extravao, to someone to do it, or manage situation very, very well. What I said. And I'll say, in fact, Extravao, no, ever cancer. I really wanted to take the penalty, but the order came from the technical team, and I gave it to my teammates. It wasn't meant to be. What did I say? Into somebody the master. I'm off for the so good Carlo Ancelotti say master. Jaya Koran no go born a penalty na. Also said have it. Yanya the answer. What I say. Anyway, let's move on. Now, your first stories are also so enfambrowe. What kind Felipe Sendros? Players are very cool. Defender be that bobo the Arsenal Sendros. Sendros say. Ofio say washa Arsenal nanzeng na Victor Gyökeres ne movements no fantastic papa or say boy ni movements ni be boa Arsenal brutal or say otoaso se no see runs a pressing ya de ebe boa Arsenal pa na o se ade ba ko amanfo ni mu se we a striker e de ma club it say Arsenal o say the responsibility no day and especially when I free baby for fraba you need to adapt o say yana it's difficult o say yana extremely difficult pa nemo they would have to find ways to manage the situation. Yes, boy, no, and so find ways to manage the situation. But so for now, be okay. And also, Arsenal signings are Arsenal here in England. And feel said they are all making an impact. No send the Ross in a day. Ubi Sanu a player will make a huge impact. Ediama Arsenal coming to Arsenal, no. Or say any day, or the remember Martin Zubimendi, or so a buyer, send a Zubimendi, Abraham declares born is a any day. Of who say Zubimendi has been exceptional. Meanwhile, what kind Matias Sole, Aquarium Takanasem, Argentina, Quadana, Bobo, Edema, Romano. When I'm maybe Argentina for no more friend, no, I bench. Omo boni bi na omo tire ne saa Italy for no tata no be jai na wako Italy dem ka se master ufu ze Italy for tata ko omo be sanse over crash na no kan sanse Argentina for na sanso anfre obi o Sula say o say no calm o so very very calm about the situation o say he's working very hard when the performance na e Roma send be coach no be sanso ehu no na wafa no timu say na no aba form and central ni se bisan say na Italy na o ka so be ball e de amom na no so kosi say and o say we twa so ay Argentina no person ball e de ba wo so ya Argentina ni to person ball de ma Argentina me say wa nkasa hwe utimu say it's me no pa na wo ay o kra when your opportunity kra me ya fraw na wabet na bencha won na onyam yase now be on chobe e bia le se coach no we yi ne niama we si se wo ye ne players be hadwin o no it's situation no mama Leonardo former Leonardo abobo Brazil Leonardo obey sporting director edema Paris Saint-Germain na Leonardo and I say o twi nyina adwen sia de ba akoso PG4 campus no maye no omo training pitch and your offices no maye no say one of the best we yes na man for keka and na man for die ne mutwitwa mo de ba say mo for mani ko PG de no or say world class facilities are we play bia wo ho na ko na ko ye dwuma che say e be fa de am simple cry so say man for ni ko ho yi pa and on bisa no say mo na mo start PG project no na access mo de ne di amfa mo ntimi anje Champions League I don't say time or ba PG no no sporting director no or say na easy no betimi aka say the obsession around that time na nyete say do meje Champions League or say omo ye plan say their next 5 years omo build a competitive squad that betimi compete with Champions League no. It's in the first 5 years, and I know motor to players be or say the intention was not to win the Champions League then, but they wanted to build a very solid squad to compete. And I'll say the signings of Mbappe, Messi, Neymar, though manage Champions League in mum, I'm a boa club commercially the club no as a club no ba be do inti in mo ye ni na be do this level am a club na Champions League no. These are all things ebua pa eno na keka wa ma PG abeye sa PG na ACC ya no atese o say adwumre bi na players no obia pese obobo e de ma PG o say players no obia pese obobo no mo frɛ no me pese mi bo o say na ayedwumaden ene ade papa no mo ye no eno nti na obia pese obobo enso e de ma Paris Saint-Germain matese Bayern Munich for enya offer from China say nyame adom a pre-season omba ball ewo ho into omba few games ewo China then they play the rest also ewo Hong Kong into some penyimfo no go so omo contemplate say should they or should they not into for now on the yeah trying what will come up what I say anyway say AIK Stockholm omo akwada 16-year-old striker. Now when him say Manchester United for and Scouty Aquadana, very good player. So far, games are Aquadana just 16 years and Quadana say or she goes pa. Na Minimum some Manchester, because the last time, if in fact, at least I forget, if I Kevin filling, then when him so Obama you, man you for narco scouts, then I am being told this and running it, not Dortmund for no ewo Sweden, the boy in for Dinko. And see, man you for work come why? More monkey come when you're sad, and you never from was super, they can with it. I mean, 12 stories no way. Charlie Robertson, Robo. Oh, Robo say they and run on to me Kasa without mentioning Diego Yotes and say time and night Diego Yotes no more discuss a lot about World Cup. It is a scholar native qualifier. Just say on to me Kasa without mentioning na down for pass. Kawa. Very, very unfortunate says our situation is here. And now my catcher say Cristiano Ronaldo ebeko na Jadina no akwa. In fact, my catcher Saudi Arabia and US or Mampenyi Beshia na I mean last video no can me say omo buy no Genesis say omo kwesha bra Ronaldo mu echire ho a echire dina no na Ronaldo mu aba. Timu say levels e wo ho. Enti meeting ni de e course mu wie dina na Ronaldo ewura hobi na utimu se mpanyifo na ete wanya asam ketwa Tim Cook CEO of Apple papa ni ti hobi Elon Musk Tesla CEO or hobi one cry Mr. Blackstone CEO Mr. Steven enso ho one cry Michelle Dell owner ono so ho chese sikafo la tu pa na levels upon levels. So intimacy it was okay. I think say Ronaldo any attention who wants to be free. And you say attention in me. Let me explain well. Ronaldo attention yeah sports for no any attention who Ronaldo knows to be free. Say you just say hey Ronaldo. And of course for the very first time White House when you some kids. What program no it was success. Komo emoko so dinner there we level of mpanyimfo na wo muye FIFA for mpanyimfo of course Infantino there na say why are in fie omuye no muhimfo ni kama Ronaldo ko na on Georgina of course ni wife como ni girlfriend and so and ekoye Wesley Sneijder say Lamine Yamal or say he's the new Lionel Messi also onye sure say Barca for be tomboy no and also boy no so onya sure so be free Barca it sounds say already at his age sika original onya too sure Salami Yamal cry be bonu ana so be bonu musu so odwen ho say opeso free Barca because at Barcelona no he's provided with everything inti ani ansamo ono so e ka na je say yentu ya adwu mu o say ani die ono di oni ni say the new Lionel Messi obetsna no abo adwuma yepa Endo Liverpool midfielder Endo or say onye satisfied at all with ball na all ball on the club level no na say no obo ball kakra dia ma Japan no person on the form ne sound so back send e be na me adoma match international window no be fit na obo ball e dia ma Japan no wura World Cup no say say the ball no still no say onya satisfied crab or say oye dwumaden send e be ya the form no be sound so aba bio no aba be sia kan e dia ma the Japanese national team say opere no hontam operentam abebo World Cup ni bi nam so okay yatia Chelsea for edu Cruzeiro na Cruzeiro for 17-year-old be friend Felipe Morias yes Chelsea for akwada no say Chelsea dey nkwada no almost sesa nkwada no sa what I say enti for now no ya twen say Chelsea for betimi afa na because they dey akwada bi atọ no mafa akwada bi atọ no mafa what I say anyway so the story about Chelsea for Romeo Lavia and Komokoji Ghana Chelsea for be deny no. Another source say Tarek George boom and a Chelsea and then come man you for Angie Chelsea for say on Romeo Lavia. They say in man you for sources say we Muslim sources say clearly what we can accept for a fact they say but could be there but I could make it attempt to sort the player, but just that ABA and Yejman, of course, which is Chelsea, but the kind of player, no, and Chelsea for HM say Tarek George, Manchester for no such Mobo, the Romeo Laviane by Yan stories to those. Me, you, hey, maybe I'm sure almost me part 1, part 2, baby, see ya, whatever, man, you go on, we shall not count, bye bye.